This is Kenta, 33 years old, living in Yokohama, just south of Tokyo, and he's just waking up for work. He's been living in this apartment with his mom since junior high, but was born and raised in central Yokohama and moved here after his parents separated. This is his typical morning breakfast, one banana. I guess he's not a big breakfast person. Hey, I see a lot of records and CDs. You must like music.
音楽大好きです。
What do you like?
ロックミュージックが好きですね。
Oh, do you have a favorite band?
難しいですね。まあ去年一番聴いたのは王道ですけど、ザ・ビートルズ。
Oh, can you play
弾
instruments?
けます。一応ドラムをやってるんで。
Oh, can you play?
今ちょっと朝なんで、今日夜バンド練習あります。
Dope! In fact, his dream since high school was to play in a band and work tirelessly to make a life from it. But after university, his band broke up and made the hard decision to seek out regular full-time employment as he plays his music on the side. Like most Japanese in the city, he commutes to work by train, which for him is only 2 stops away, in total 20 minutes door to door. In his previous job though, which is not uncommon in Japan, he would commute 1.5 hours one way to the east side of Tokyo. So when he received an offer from his current job, he was more than grateful to accept the shorter commute. Now he makes a quick stop at the convenience store to pick up his lunch. In Japan, it's more typical to purchase food at a shop near one's workplace to avoid carrying the item, but he particularly prefers this Lawson over the other options closer to work. So his workplace is located in a quiet residential area, often known in Japan as a bed town, as many people living here take advantage of the lower cost of living and commute to their work located in the central city area. Kenta works at Yachio Poultry, a well-renowned egg factory with a proud 95-year history, even running its own farms. In Japan, tamago, aka eggs, have a place in every meal, which is why it's no surprise that the country ranks the second highest consumer of eggs globally, each person consuming on average 339 eggs per year. With almost a century of experience, their 160 hardworking staff remain committed to providing the freshest eggs possible while bringing joy to egg lovers throughout the nation each and every day. And Kenta is responsible for leading the shift workers in the Kojo, aka factory. What's that?
昨日の要は連絡事項とかが書いてある。で、これを確認して工場に降りてきます。
His job officially starts at 7:50, but he arrived a little before this time. Punctuality is a deeply ingrained aspect of Japanese work culture, emphasizing the importance of being fully prepared and ready to work before the start time rather than simply arriving at the start time. And of course, before entering the factory area, all employees are required to meticulously clean off their uniform of dirt and dust, wash and sanitize their hands, on top of wearing a mask and a hat. His first task is to turn on all the machines in the factory. With 3 independent conveyor belt lanes, each with multiple machines, it actually takes some time to power them up for the day's workload ahead. Next, he checks the inspection machine and sticker printers to ensure they're in proper working order. It's his responsibility to perform all these tasks before the other factory workers arrive so that they can start their day without delay. What's that?
これは賞味期限を表すもので、本的には2週間後、14日後、製品によっては17日後のものがあって、作業する人たちが間違えないように表示するものです。
Because eating raw eggs in Japan is part of the daily cuisine, the expiration dates are set much shorter than other countries like the US, where eggs are generally considered edible for 4 to 5 weeks after packaging. Japanese consumers tend to strictly follow dates printed on the cartons and will quickly dispose of raw eggs even after 1 day of expiration, prioritizing freshness and safety above all. What are you gonna do next?
朝一番に作る製品の卵を出します。
Before the shift workers clock in, Kenta preloads the eggs from the warehouse, as there was a shipment late last night. This factory alone packages and ships out about 450,000 eggs per day. At 8:30, all of the factory workers perform morning calisthenics together in unison, guided by an old radio broadcast called Radio Taiso. It's a rather typical exercise for many factories in Japan, and it dates back almost 100 years.
もし仮に37度5分以上
Next, the workers continue their daily morning meeting, known in Japan as chore. It's Kenta's responsibility to provide instructions to all of the workers and inform them of any important factory matters. Now, the factory is finally running. By grouping orders and assigning them to specific lanes, he's able to maximize the efficiency of their line workers and overall production. Once assigned, he watches over the lanes and makes adjustments as necessary, ensuring that all of the eggs are boxed quickly and as smoothly as possible. Oh no, an egg fell off! Unfortunately, these accidents do happen, especially given that eggs themselves are quite fragile. Since the cartons differ in size depending on the type of product ordered, it's also Kenta's job to manually adjust the machines for each package size throughout the day. So in Japanese factories, it's very common to have more part-time shift workers than full-time workers. In this factory, 100 of the workers are part-time while 60 are full-time. Awesome, the egg delivery is here. In the meantime, let me quickly walk you through what happens in this Japanese egg factory and show you how they offer the freshest eggs possible. So newly laid eggs generally arrive at the factory within 24 hours, with about 4 deliveries each day. The eggs themselves are produced by chicks raised exclusively on the farm, which undergo an extensive quality control process, reviewing each aspect of its life from health management to feeding. The newly delivered eggs are washed on the conveyor belt to ensure a safe and clean product. The eggs are then scanned both by cameras and human eyes to detect stains, defects, or even cracks in the eggs. Japanese consumers are known to be highly selective and will commonly reject products with blemishes, so the scanning process must be meticulous. Next, the eggs are inspected with a spectrophotometer to detect blood contamination. Only the eggs that pass all the previous tests are sterilized using a light 2,000 times stronger than the sun. Finally, the perfectly sterilized eggs are sorted by size and packed into designated cartons. Hey Kenta, orders are piling up, huh?
いっぱいありますまだこれから午後もどんどん出てくるんで
Really? Does it ever get overwhelming?
慣れましたからね
Okay, what are you gonna do
こ
next?
れからお昼の休憩です
Now he takes his 1-hour lunch break. He already bought his lunch this morning, so he usually just goes straight to the break room. It looks delicious. What's that?
卵スープです八千代コートイン
As a full-time shift leader, he has to stagger his lunch break with the other full-time shift leaders so that the morning part-time workers can continue to work until noon, a very common schedule format for Japanese factories. After his break, the evening shift clocks in, so he's in charge of running the meeting, similar to what he did this morning. Kenta, what are you gonna do now?
午前中と同じ感じでひたすらやります真ん中の動き全部動くんで機械がその分ちょっとトラブルとかあった時が大変なんで、それにも対応しながらやっていきます
Good luck! Now, for the afternoon shift, he continues on the same task he performed earlier this morning, which he's proven to be more than comfortable with. But he says that the amount of information he had to learn and memorize when he first started was quite overwhelming. He had to remember how all the machines operated in each lane and familiarize himself with over 100 different types of products packed at the factory. While he made a few mistakes along the way, he studied and worked hard to get himself up to speed as to not slow down his team. Did you finish making all of the orders for
は
the
い終わ
day?
りました
Phew, the tough part of his day is done. Now he goes back to the office to take care of all the related paperwork from today while also preparing for tomorrow's production. Oh, he's using a hanko, a Japanese stamp equivalent to a signature. By stamping the expiration dates for tomorrow's work, he basically notifies the people using the date that he authorized and confirmed it himself. Although the hanko culture is ever slowly disappearing in Japan, today it's still widely used for official Japanese business and legal documents. Before leaving, he usually has a quick meeting with the night shift workers. Since the factory operates throughout the night until the day's production is complete, it's his responsibility to pass on any important information to the next shift. At 6 p.m., he finally finishes work, and tonight he's meeting up with his band at the studio in the Tokyo Shinjuku area. Oh, I guess everyone is here. How long have you known Kenta?
10年ぐらい
So how would you describe him?
真面目に見えるけど真面目じゃないんじゃないか
What do you mean?
お酒飲むと一番騒ぐかも
Maybe we should have him drink. Bro, your drumsticks are destroyed.
割れてないで割りますか
Wow, they're going harder than I thought.